Hello and welcome. This is Planet Coaster 2 and today we are building the first kiddie slide. So I've been talking about this area on that hill before and I said I would like to put in here something, and since the area is fairly close to the pool, I decided to put in some kiddie slides. I think it lends itself quite well. The terrain is fairly flat. And I would think it makes sense for a water park to make the most use they can of a pool once they built it. I would imagine building a pool is quite expensive, maintaining it is quite expensive, and so I would suppose they put in as many slides in the same pool as possible. It makes no sense to have 100 slides in a park with 100 pools. So here I have this problem with Planet Coaster 2 where I simply cannot put an end piece to a slide unless there's terrain. It will not allow me to do it into the water or when there's a path above it. So I always have to delete everything, put down the slide and then rebuild the pool, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, I don't know if that's a bug or a feature, or if there's a setting I can change to make this work a little bit better. In any case, so we're gonna have 3 slides coming down this hill. Fairly simple slides really, they're just gonna snake left and right and intertwine with one another. And then once I had completed the slides, I realized that if these are kiddie slides, they actually end up going into pretty deep water, which I don't think is really realistic. So what I decided to do, and you can see this in a moment, I decided to create a new part of the pool where the depth is a lot shallower, and in order for the kids maybe to be a bit more entertained, I put down some toys, so to speak. I don't even know how to call it, like those areas where kids run around and there's water spraying everywhere and there's just colorful pieces in the water for them to play around. So I did that in my head. Maybe if they have younger siblings, they can play in the shallow water whilst the older ones go down the slide and they end up in the same pool right next to one another. So that's the idea. To ensure that the kids don't end up in the deep water, I built some sort of a barrier, more of a symbolic one to be honest, but I think this is roughly what you could or should find in a real water park, where parents can say, you see those bollards, you do not go beyond those. So that's the idea behind them. And so the little ones will run around in this really shallow water, play around with the water. There's a lot of water effects. Some of these I've tried for the very first time. So I'm still getting to know the game, still trying to figure stuff out. But yeah, so this is fairly simple. I'm sure we'll make another one of these shallow water pools for kids, and then we'll make it a bit more intricate and more complicated. The main feature here really are the slides. And then at the bottom, it's really just for the kids, like a runoff area. And to make it more interesting, I guess the water park put in some stuff. So that's it for the pool side. Later on at the top, you're gonna see we create a lot of foliage, we create a lot of trees. At the beginning of the slides, I'm gonna create a hut in the same style as the other slides. And I think this area is going to be the first one that will give you a hint at what I have in my head when I talk about, this being based on countries like Costa Rica with lots of rocks and bushes and plants. So once it's all done, you can see what I have in my head, and maybe we can do the same style throughout the park. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with the rest of the time lapse and I'll come back to you once it's all done. Okay, and here we are. We have built our kiddie slides with a bit of the kiddie area, and we've changed the pool to have, well, it's all very shallow here now, so that when the kids come off the slide, there's a slightly deeper side, and then they can walk off and end up in nice and shallow water. And as you can see, we have these bollards to make sure that the kids stay within that area and don't end up going into the deeper water. Yeah, some simple features here, water features for kids to run around. I've given them some shelter from the sun to keep them nice and cool. Like I said, nothing spectacular. It's all fairly simple. The slides themselves, I kept them very shallow. I gave them nice kiddie colors, so it's hopefully quite obvious that these are all made for kids. As you can see here, we have lots of rocks, lots of trees and bushes, and this is the kind of look I'm trying to go for the entire park. And at the top we have this fairly simple hut. We have a queue. I'm not sure about the texture here. I'll probably change that. It's a bit too orange for me. Yeah, and the stairs, I don't know. I haven't found a way to change the color and how to change them, like the look of them. At the moment it really doesn't fit the rest, but yeah, for the moment it is what it is. Yeah, simple hut, but I guess that's all that's required. Kids will probably just walk in, jump into the slide. Maybe we'll put in some bags and barrels inside to give it a bit more character, but yeah, I guess that's all we're gonna do with that. So we filled in this area now, and I'm really happy about this because it was a bit of a blank space, and now people have something to go on whilst they walk up the hill, which is pretty cool. Okay, and I think we leave it there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I get to see you in the next one. Until then, all the best. Bye bye.